Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about topics that few of you may agree and few of you may not about social media and specifically reels. So I used to think few days back that reels are just mindless scroll and there is nothing beneficial out of it until it started affecting and changing the way I used my time on internet. So, watching reels actually made me or inspired me to create my own reels, and that actually gave me a platform to connect with people in many ways. Uh, we have like one on one sessions in our office, and I actually used this thing in my meetings or in that one-on-one session where my manager or like my senior asked me like what improvement do we need, like what do you think and all that stuff, and I was able to express it in a very good way, and I did not have to blame a specific group of people because of something. While explaining, I just said that people cannot communicate properly. Maybe there is a language barrier because few people do not know English very well, and in the client call they cannot represent. But I would say communication is important, but comprehension is more important than that. And this I had heard in one of the reels while scrolling, and it it just stayed with me. He replied saying that okay, I understand your point here, and I'm like, um there is a saying in Marathi which goes like त्याच्या कलेने घेणे, and I also use this phrase in that one-on-one session. Where one more reel where I stopped um, keeping things to myself, and I was ready to say that yeah, I need help, I might need help, and this has helped me in very difficult conversations with people where they have openly accepted it. And yeah, this I learned from reels, by watching, by scrolling. And there's this algorithm which everyone knows, or like many of you know, that if you watch a particular type of reel you get many different reels with the same type. There are few reels where they are telling you stories, and there are so many stories I have understood through reels. Trust me, I did not know many stories related to Mahabharata till date, which I understood by watching the reels. Then I searched about that podcast, I saw the entire podcast, and I loved it. I started loving the stories I was getting to know from reels, from those 15 to 20 seconds of time span, and you were understanding stories. And maybe we can scroll reels for like 2 to 3 hours, but we do not have patience of watching a YouTube video continuously till end, even if it is of 20 minutes or something. But we can scroll reels continuously, so I feel that is more engaging because our time span or like the attention span is reducing, which is not a benefit. Actually, it is something that we should work on, because reels are addictive sometimes. And I'm not saying that reels are just everything is just educational and learning and all that stuff. So my point here is there are so many stories you get to know through this platform. So again, there was one more reel which actually explained about the values we Indians have, the traditions we follow. For example, like touching feet, that actually has a scientific and a very different emotional reason to it, which maybe few people do not know as me, but I understood it later that it is a symbol of grounding, and it is a symbol of emotional attachment that you have with the elder ones in your family. And it explains humility and grounding specifically. So that was something I understood, and I was really amazed by that. Simple practices that we do in our day-to-day life, I understand this. We can understand not just from reels, but like from books and from videos, from YouTube, from podcast, by watching and hearing to history, I understand. But if we go with the trend, reels are a way to communicate easily with a person and to make people engage with your content or with whatever you want to say, and audience respond to it in a very good manner. It is very acceptable because it is short time and a big message, or short time or a very simple message but useful, and you can literally use these things in your day-to-day life. And not even if day-to-day life, I love telling stories, and I am the one who collect whoever. Whenever we are hanging out, I start telling stories which 50% of them are somewhere I have heard from. And not just reels, but social media throughout is a very good platform if you know how to use it, if you know how you want to engage your time with this internet system and the social media. It is really useful. But again, these are all the plus points that I was telling you about, but there are also the bad points to this thing, and there are effects where, as I said, the attention span is reduced. We do not have that much patience to watch a long video. जितना पेशेंस हमको शॉर्ट वीडियो या रील्स या शॉर्ट्स देखने में है, बिकॉज एज यू सी यूट्यूब पे भी शॉर्ट्स जब चलता है, यू start scrolling and you're very invested in the entire process. Talking about bad impacts of social media, it has made people very conscious about themselves, which is maybe sometimes good, but it has started people like having that constant comparison from social media. Like, if I love my weekend slow mornings, and if there is a person who has this perfect boss lifestyle where he wakes up, or he or she wakes up at 6 a.m., works out and all of the stuff, comparison factor affect your mental health. It does affect, I agree. I would start scrolling before bed, and before I would even know it has passed 2 a.m. and I am still scrolling with the same enthusiasm. Maybe even if you're sleepy, you just ignore that just because the things are very interesting what you're watching. So that is also a drawback. I have that toxic and fake motivation which is not real. I woke up like this is not real, and this is what I do every day. You cannot just do and have this perfect lifestyle just in seconds. Those people who have it, they have taken time, they have improvised, they have changed their lifestyle to come to this point. Have to do it because all the other people are doing it, all the other people are traveling, so you have to travel just because you have to fit in. But the entire point is you have to stand out. Basically, reels is like that any other tool which can empower you, but at the same time it can exhaust you, and you are the one who decides what and how much time you want to invest in it and how much you want to take from it. And something that is just for fun, let's keep it like that. So you do not have to pressurize yourself just to fit in, and you do not have to bring those insecurities how you look on the camera, because that has made people think that if she's looking pretty or he's looking good, you also have to, but that's not the point. So what matters at the end is how we use it. Are we scrolling with some intention or just escaping something? Are we actually learning things from it? And if we are we incorporating those in our daily life? Next time you find yourself scrolling continuously, just wait, breathe. Is it benefiting your life in any way, or is it filling in anything for you to be better? It is all about how you take control of what you're consuming and what you're not, and just protect your energy and think wisely if you are wasting your time, or actually if you can benefit yourself, just do it. So thank you for watching, and if all of this resonated with you, just drop a like, and yeah, thank you. See you in the next video.